Do you love waking up early in the morning, struggling to figure out what to do with your hair? We've all had our share of bad hair days. Are you ready for a change? Lock it and love it with Lock and Love Salon, conveniently located at 8117 Liberty Road, Windsor Mills, Maryland. Start your lock journey today. Lock and Love's professional services and artistic designs will keep you blazing in the hottest trends while maintaining and protecting your hair. Honey, Lock and Love is an experience. Once you try Lock and Love Salon, you won't try anyone else. Lock and Love offers starter and maintenance locks, fox locks, detox, shampooing and conditioning, lock treatment, lock extension, coloring, and much more. Sorry, but Lock and Love doesn't accept walk-ins. What are you waiting for? Call 410-970-3791 to set up your appointment today. Lock and Love is on Facebook, so remember to like, follow, and share.
Hey, it is your girl Pus'Her. Did you miss me as much as I miss you? Happy New Year and all that great stuff. As always, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you showing up and always pushing forward with me, no matter what is going on. I definitely appreciate you all. Did you get a gift, a Christmas gift for somebody? Did you purchase It Takes One to Know One? And people, Pus'Her, did you purchase it for a gift for somebody? I hope so. And now we are in the new year, so I need you to tap in, go to www.pusherlife.org. Get your copy of It Takes One to Know One workbook and journal and People Pus'Her. Get it today. I just have a few New Year announcement. Your girl Pus'Her will be having her second book signing on January the 18th. Yes, my second book signing. I will be I have the privilege and the honor to work with some of my sisters from the Ladies League of Baltimore. So on January the 18th, there will be flyers posted throughout my social media page. So if you do not follow me, I need you to tap in, go to Facebook, Pushing Forward, and you will see flyers the day-to-day that I will be sharing with you all. You can even follow me on TikTok because I post my flyers there too, and I talk a little bit. And you can go to TikTok, Pus'Her218, and tap and follow me, and I will follow you if what you are doing aligns with what I am doing and saying. Okay, how about it? Oh, and I will be January the 12th, I will be going into the Maryland Correctional Institution for Women to give some encouraging words, really to just share my testimony, what God has done for me. That is January the 12th. So please pray my strength in the Lord. Because it is never an easy thing to do. But when God opens the door, I walk through believing that a miracle will take place. So tap in. Again, you can go to pusherlife.org and see what we are up to. If you haven't taken the pledge yet, healing 1 million people, one person at a time, I am going to need you to go to pusherlife.org and click on that link. So now that I got all of that out of the way, I wasn't reading. I was just trying to see, because you know how I be trying to be key, but knowing I can't really see. But anyway, I have the privilege and the honor to have a conversation with my dear brother, Mr. Anthony Prince. And as you see, the title is My Picker is Broken. And so I want you to put in your own mind, in your own image, when you think of a picker, what comes to your mind. I want you to have that conversation with yourself as you are listening. And I love the chat. The chat comes with a lot of questions. They participate. And they are real, and they are looking for people who are authentic, so they know anyone that is put before them, they already know that they have to be somebody special, somebody that they can pull from, that they can help, that they can encourage, and that who can encourage them. So that part is already out of the way, because they already know who you are just by seeing your presence. But I want you to introduce yourself to the people. I could do it, but I think you could do it much better than me. So how about it? How are you, sir? Who is Mr. Anthony Prince?
Sis, I'd like to thank you for allowing me to come on your show, Miss Pusher. I'm very elated to be here. My name's Anthony Prince. I'm from West Texas, Odessa. Um, Grew up all over West Texas, really. Kind of moved around a lot. Finished high school in San Angelo, college in San Marcos, and now we're out here trying to do what we do best as far as life is concerned, and make it work for us.
Wow, Texas. Texas is beautiful. I was
Yes,
sleeping
ma'am.
on Texas. I really was. I was thinking what I was thinking I didn't experience. It definitely is a sight to see and experience to have while you are still in the land of the living. But talk a little bit about that. Talk a little bit. You said you out there trying to do what it is that y'all do. What is it that you do?
Well, I have a gentleman, my son, who's the owner of a business called Rare Soul Kennels. The reason it's called Rare Soul Kennels is it's not your average kennel. He wanted to build a place where dogs could run, play, roam without any inhibitions. And it was up to myself and my wife to make sure that things were turned around. We wanted to know to a high degree of what type of foods to feed our dogs, what type of vegetables to feed our dogs. And when it came into Rare Soul, all of that combines to give us a beautiful dogs with great temperaments who love kids. And we're fortunate to be able to have a lot of patience, the acreage to work with these dogs, and the support more than anything to do the best that we can do with patience and love for these dogs and help them when they leave here to represent what we really feel about uh, our business and what we want to give to our customers and the families. Something rare.
Wow, that's deep. So I want to ask. So let's back up. I'll come back to that, but I want to back up to that because
Sure.
as you was talking, what I received was I heard a lot of passion, and I actually believed every word that you uttered as you was talking, and that comes from a place of passion. You believe what you're saying. When you believe what you're saying, and you know what you're saying, then those that are listening are drawn because you believe it.
Yes.
And where does that passion come from?
Oh my gosh. Ooh, now you're getting a little deeper, huh? The passion comes from my mother. She's no longer with us. Um, she was very, very, very stern. Um, she made it clear of what her passions were, what she wanted, and I watched her go get them. And she did not reach the point of what she wanted and where she wanted because she went through a lot. Back in West Texas in those days, my mother went to school for half a day and picked cotton the other half of the day.
Wow.
Yeah. Her mother worked at one of the schools as a janitor and kept doing that up until I was around, I think, 12, 13 years old. And it was the same thing during the summers when we went to stay with my grandmother. There was just a passion about everything, specifically to God, spirituality. We were in church 4 to 5 days out of the week. Um, there was no belief that you couldn't do something,
Wow.
if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it
Um,
does.
there may have been, in fact, there were that I remember a lot of times where maybe the lights were off, or shoot, I was just so sick of beans and any kind of beans that she could come up with just to make sure we had some in our stomach, you know. And during the worst of times, those lights off, the beans, I would often sit with my mother and my sister, and she would turn the candles on, well, light the candles, and she would pray. No matter how bad it was, she would pray. And when it really, really, really got bad for her, she would go to the water and she would take her Bible, sit out on the car, read it, and just pray.
Wow.
So her passion, leaving home at the age of 14 and marrying early, I didn't find out until she passed
Mm-hmm.
uh, what she really had went through. And the passion was not graduating from high school, having a child, that child passing, having me and making it, and another after me, and that child passing, and then was able to have two more children later on in life. Uh, there was never a time that she did not think things would be okay.
Mm.
Period. They may have been bad right then and there, but things were going to be okay. And she didn't look back on the bad. It was always a passion to succeed in whatever she was doing. I'm telling you, it was three of us all over West Texas in the choir singing for Little McCain. It was just three of us, me, my sister, my mama. you know, representing Little McCamey, Texas. And here we are singing, for the church and etc. But I just never saw her give up. I didn't understand that what I saw as rage was unbridled passion to succeed, and I didn't understand it.
Mm.
I didn't understand it. I wish I had, because uh, that passion and that want to succeed no matter what happens, I have. My children have. People that talk with us, we're just spiritually connected, spiritually blessed. I'll be honest, and that derives from my mother.
Wow. First, I just want to say thank you. I love history. I love learning about real life and learning where individuals come from. So many people aren't fortunate where they know their history, know and knowing that the history of their parents, their grandparents, and their parents. Um, Knowing that's where you learn the value of where you come from and who you are. So I appreciate you sharing that part of your story and sharing that part of your vulnerability to us. I too yeah, that was powerful. So the chat you must have captivated the chat, because I don't see nobody saying nothing. It is quiet.
I apologize.
No, 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 no. It's just you. It's just a refreshing. It's refreshing to hear someone just simply speak from their heart about their truth. They're a part of their history. It's just refreshing when you can get that. And it isn't rehearsed. It doesn't have to sound a certain type of way. It's just who you are,
Right.
and what's in you to give. Is so refreshing to hear that, and then to have such rich history to be able to reflect, to know where you got your passion from, and knowing that there's levels of passion there to it, to know that. And I know that that will bless so many people, not just tonight, but those that will watch furthermore. So I want to dig a little deeper,
Okay.
and because the title is "My Picker is Broken," and as you were speaking, I was like, I was imagining, I could see, like I went there.
Right,
I
right.
could see her going picking cotton and then going. I could see it. So you painted the picture very vividly for me to actually place myself there. That's why I said it was captivating. It was definitely heart felt. I felt it, and I definitely appreciate it. So when you hear "My Picker is Broken," what comes to mind?
I thought I was the only one that used that phrase, honestly. I was so shocked when you said it. For me, it used to be picking a mate. I've had up until going on 10 years ago, I've just had relationship after relationship after relationship. I'm not sure you can even call them relationships. I think I've honestly only had two, and out of all of the others, most I realized, it had to. I won't say it had to be me, but at some points it was me, and I realized that the mates that I wanted to be with, or the person that I chose to want to communicate with, for a little while, there was just something wrong. And when I began using that phrase, it was for a mate. But then as you grow and you think about that, you say my picker is broken. Picker could have to do with emotions, um, how you choose your friends, how you take care of your body, what you pick to put in your mind, what you grab to hang on to get to stir your soul.
Right,
And if your picker is broken, often you make decisions that you wouldn't normally make.
right,
You're conscious of the decision. You're conscious. I used to tell my wife when we first got together, I used to do some things that weren't warranted, and this was before I got married. It was so refreshing to start learning that because my picker was broken, it didn't mean it was the end of the world. It didn't
wow,
mean I was a bad person. It didn't mean that I didn't love, I didn't care. I just had a problem.
right,
Your picker can be broken. Your picker can be whatever you want it to be, choose it. But often, we don't understand what's broken, and we don't have a title for it. We'll say it's effed up, or this is shit, or anything that makes it not good. It's black, or you should stay away. No, there's nothing wrong with your picker being broken.
wow.
Well, how can we fix it is the question. And what in your picker is broken?
Whew, that's deep. You asking me, or is that
No,
rhetorical?
I'm putting that out there to everyone. I'm saying this is what I'm thinking. This is how I feel, and this is how I talk. This is how I talk with my kids, my wife. Um, Having a broken picker and understanding that may help a lot more than just saying my picker's broken. I can't do this right. I can't do that right. Often when something's broken, people try to put it back together, and if you
Wow.
can't, you keep moving.
Yeah, no doubt. So, let me put this disclaimer out here. Let me clear something up.
Come on, Miss Pusher.
So, you and I was having a conversation, um, And towards the end, I'll let them know where we had this conversation at. But you and I was having a conversation, and I was listening to you, and I said, you have asked me a question, and I said, what do you think about coming on the show? And then we start talking, going back and forth, and then we just started laughing. And then you said something funny, and then you said, my picker is broken. And I said, that's the title right there. It confirms your yes right there. So that is where I got the title from. My picker is broken. I got it from you, son. Wasn't download from heaven.
Oh
I
my
didn't get it
goodness.
in a book that I was reading. You pick. Do
Yes.
you think
Yes.
you picking and not letting God pick was the problem?
Yes. Mr. Reynolds, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. I have a honestly, I don't want to say a godlike complex. I'm one of those folks. I've been through a lot, just like everybody else. And I'm at a point now where, again, I know my picker's broken and I'm trying to fix it in so many ways. And you see, I keep saying I tell my wife often when she just gets overwrought with everything, it's hard for me to understand how people talk about your God and being so spiritual and everything hits the fan and nobody puts everything in his hands. They'll put some of it in his hands. But he didn't ask for some of it. And people get upset when some of it gets fixed. Well, you only gave him some of it. The thing with your picker being broken is to give it up.
Wow.
People like you, Miss Pus'Her, people that are really spiritual. Let's not even put a Jehovah or Catholic or Baptist on it or Pentecostal. Spiritual. Spiritual. How many of us, honestly, when that picker's broken, no matter what's broken, will take everything, take a deep breath, and just hand it over
Wow.
and walk? We don't do it because we can't see what he's doing for us. We want to see. But everything starts with the spirit part and the belief. Giving it to him and not believing, it doesn't work. When you give it to him, you gave him the belief and in the spirit and the love of knowing
My,
my
my,
picker
my.
will be fixed.
My.
But that's how I feel about it. That's what I see, man.
That was deep. That was deep. And again, I appreciate that. And so when initially when I heard my picker is broken, and when I heard it, it took me aback, and I was like, that's it right there. And but as I thought about it, I was like, dang, I didn't even know I had a picker.
Right.
Um for so long, when you are trapped in someone else's idea of who you should be,
Mm.
when you are engulfed in someone else's ideology, when your faith is not the faith of your hope, but of someone else's hope, um you no longer have control of your picker, and you don't even realize that you have a picker to control it. I
Yep.
come from that side of the spectrum, and understanding that the more I allow people to choose me, I was giving them direct access, direct control to my picker, to my picker. And see,
Yes, ma'am.
we can look in a tangible thing, because I was Googling, and I was looking up what is a picker. I was looking for a tool, an instrument. And what do you do with pickers? I'm talking about the tangible things.
Mm-hmm.
You pick things. We got toothpicks. That is a picker. What are you picking? Food out of your teeth. They have to, if you are into gardening, they have a picker for you to cultivate the soil and all of that, right?
There you go.
So we have so many tangible things that we can see. But for me, for so long, because I was not looking through my own lenses, the vision I seen was sort of distorted. I wasn't able to see things through through my spiritual eyes because I was so captivated in of other people pictures of other people's things. Do you wish you would have listened to your mom? I believe she gave you the blueprint. Oh yeah, answer that. That's good.
Uh,
Good question,
that's a
Mr.
great question.
Reynolds.
Great question, Mr. Reynolds. Yes, sir. I do wish I had listened to her earlier. The way the lesson was given wasn't I couldn't understand it when she gave it, and she kept giving it, and unfortunately, I knew the plan, refused to do it, refused to look at it, didn't want to have anything to do with it anymore. And after she passed, it just made me realize how valuable time is, um, how little time is, and how quickly time can be gone. Because I always thought, you know, I'll get to a point in my life where we'll sit down and talk, and I'll ask some questions. I never had the opportunity to do that, and now what I did do was in place that blueprint in my children, and they have done very well. But to be honest with you, I kind of installed that blueprint the way she did, and it's having a backlash. But sometimes, like I told my wife, man, sometimes some of the things you believe in, some of the things you have faith in, you will be a person on an island sometimes. Specifically, I won't say specifically a man. Women and men have certain specific times where you are on an island by yourself.
You right about that.
I keep telling folks, you'll hear so many people talk about not being alone. But when you read that Bible, like I keep telling you, sis, there were often times where God told Jesus to go over here so he could have a private conversation.
You right about that.
Period. Sometimes your spirit that's given, whatever is taken to fix your picker, is not to fix everybody else's picker.
No doubt.
And we all sometimes get this, well, I'm about to get my picker fixed. You want to get your picker fixed? Well, come on, let's go. He wasn't talking to everybody, though. It's not that he can't and will, but can't nobody else get into what may be heaven off of somebody else's coattail. It'll be your picker that will be judged on that day, at that time, and that hour.
No doubt.
That's it. So, yes, sir. Sorry to be so long-winded about that. I wish I had. Great question.
Yeah, no doubt. And one of the things, even in what I was saying before the question popped up, you actually demonstrate and what you how you answered your questions. You actually demonstrated what I was saying about the difference of being on the other part of the spectrum of not knowing that you have a picker, because your picker could be anything. And I can say that I was ignorant. I was religious and excited about it. Arrogant, very arrogant. Because I was mimicking behavior that I thought sincerely that was the way to be. If you lead, I will follow, and you do what you know, what you have been cultivated
Yep.
To believe, what you've been cultivated to think and feel. And I come a little bit from that. And so, but listening to you that day, it really put things in perspective to where I am today. And now where I am today, I recognize that I am in full control of my truth. And I recognize that I am in full control over my life, period. What I think, feel, and believe, I am in control of that.
Amen.
And my relationship with God doesn't have nothing to do with religion. It doesn't even have nothing to do with people. My relationship with God is just that. My relationship with God, it's just so happened that I am unselfish because God is unselfish. And it's just so happened that because the kind of relationship I have with God, because I'm choosing who I'm going to be surrendered to. I'm choosing if I'm going to yield to my flesh or am I going to yield to my spirit. I'm choosing that.
Amen.
Every day. And so it puts me in control of my picker, and it allows me to enable people to be blessed by my relationship with God. And how are you blessed? I just simply share my testimony, how great he is in my life, how amazing he is in my life. It ain't a Big Bang Theory. It ain't even deep. It's just I'm living and breathing. I'm walking and talking because the grace of God is on me.
Amen. Amen.
I'm choosing why? Because at the same time, my picker will be broken.
And it's okay.
It's okay. Why? Because the relationship I have with the Father says that I will never leave you or forsake you. It tells me I will comfort you. It reminds me that joy do really come in the morning, go through what you need to go through. But when you wake up, you better make a decision to push forward, Carlita.
Amen.
Because that's the kind of relationship that I have. And sometimes when my picker is broken, I thank God that I have people to hold me accountable. Because sometimes I'm going to want my picker to be broken. Because why? I ain't going to want to talk to you. You piss me off.
Yep.
Why am I going to need somebody to hold me accountable? Why? Because one day I might purposely break my picker. Why? Because I want to harden my heart.
Yep.
And so God will place people around me even when I don't want them to be. And they'll say the right thing at the right time, straight to my heart. And it convicts my spirit. And what do I have to do? I have to go to that, my cocoon, that my alone place. And man, God got to work it out. Why? Because I got to confess that thing because I don't want it on me. I don't want my heart to be hard. I don't want to walk in unforgiveness. I don't. So God, please take this picker. Let me surrender this picker to you. Let me surrender this thing to you. I don't want to do it my way no more. I'm tired. Why? Because every time I do it my way, me and the picker broke.
Amen.
Me and the picker is broke. And so now today I want to push forward. And so I yield. And I recognize that I need my village. And one thing I recognize in this journey, especially coming from my little vacation, the one thing that of many things that impact my life and bless my whole life is that for the first time I'm really saying that I am happy, and it ain't based upon what you can do for me. It's not based upon what somebody can whisper in my ear. I am internally happy with where I am. Why? Because I remember and I recognize that I didn't get here in this moment on this day by myself.
Amen.
It took a village of people in different seasons of my life to push me. Why? Because I was picking everything, all the wrong things, keep getting the same results because I keep picking the same thing, just different faces. And so now I'm yielded. And the people in my life, God chose every person that has a relationship with me. God did that. Why? Because I recognize I'm too much. Sometimes I get on my own nerves. Sometimes I don't understand myself, but God put the right people in in my face, in my place, and in my space to say, I'm here. I'll love you through it. Why? Because some seasons I'm like that too. I experienced that too. No judgment, no criticism. Why am I going to beat you up when you already beating yourself up?
I'm trying to let you know I can do that by myself.
Right. And so now when I have a different perspective. When I hear my picker is broken, it ain't all bad.
Nope.
It's not the end of the world.
Nope.
I'm still gonna wake up in my right mind with the activity of my limbs. It is not the end of the world, because what I recognize is we search for a level of perfection that does not exist.
Man.
And oftentimes we are looking for a version of ourselves that is no longer. You got to walk in your newness. If you are made new, and if you are growing and you are persevering towards something different, you got to wholeheartedly walk in that. You're never going to be that same person ever again, good, bad, or indifferent. Why? Because God is the best picker.
Yeah, he's right. Y'all right. I like that. You got to walk in your newness. I love
You
that. I'm going to
gotta
use that.
walk in it wholeheartedly. See, I'm talking to myself. See, sometimes I told you my picker is broken was deep and it resonated, and I had to go and do some work within myself.
I love
I
that.
had to be honest with myself, because that's the thing we don't do. We won't be honest. We just won't be honest. If you said, you said. It ain't the end of the world. Confront it so that you can move from it.
Right.
And walk in your newness.
I love
Joy
that.
really do come. Joy really do come in the morning. It really does.
Walk
but it can come right now. It can come right now if you really want it. So yes. This is great. This is amazing. I appreciate you so much. Do we have any more questions in the chat before I ask another question? Because I do. Okay, so now it is truth telling time. So,
okay.
So what I always do that I didn't do with, on this show is I normally tell the people flat out up front if I know the person or not. I didn't do it tonight on purpose because I wanted to wait to the end. For me and those that are a part of the Pus'Her community, we don't take this lightly. We are humbly embracing the process, because we are in a healing space and process together, and we are in different places in our process, but nonetheless we are in a process and we're respected. And so anytime that I am given the privilege to open my mouth, yes, I needed that. That was a word. Yes, indeed, Malia, it was a word. I want to always be honest and authentic. And so I say all that to say, I do know this good brother. I do know it. He is not a stranger to me. I didn't find him on TikTok. I didn't find him through social media. I know this good brother. This good brother, I was introduced to him while I was incarcerated. And from the first conversation we had, he has been my dude. He has been my dude. Always joking, always laughing, always is encouraging. And he doesn't, and this is what I like to say. If you catch it, catch it. If you don't, pray about it. But he does things not on purpose. And what I mean by that is he's just being himself. He's not thinking about it. And so the joy that he brings when he come around, he ain't thinking about it. Oh, I'm gonna bring joy. it just comes with him. It exudes out of him. He is just simple. He is not being intentional. It is not on purpose. It's just simply in his DNA. It is in him to be a bundle of joy, and it's contagious. And even when he's having a bad day, he will fight through that so that you can have a good day. Everybody wanted to know who was that Grinch. Wow. Dun, 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 dun.
I was the Grinch. I was the
This
Grinch in the
was the
pictures.
Grinch that he didn't steal Christmas. He made Christmas amazing. The Grinch that made Christmas amazing. That was the Grinch.
I could not
People
have
want to
done.
know who was the Grinch.
I have to give it back to you, sis. You, the love of your life, your family, from the first conversation from incarceration, you have been nothing but a breath of fresh air.
Yes, I
We have
appreciate it.
become awesome friends. I've become awesome friends with your loved one and your family. And for me, it's the family I never had. You know, I always had God, but I was looking for that physical family all the time, and until I realized, you know, He is all things, all being,
Yes.
and my reliability on that word family and wanting to just immerse myself in it didn't come through blood. It came from you, your love, your family. You know, it's always been just other people. I didn't, you know, a lot of us didn't get to have that experience of family, so it is what it is.
Yeah. So let me
But
say, let me clarify something.
yeah.
So he is just not, this is not just my dude. This is not just my friend. This is my brother. For the sake of argument, I'm gonna say this is my brother-in-law, but I don't use the all the other stuff. It's flat out just my brother. Flat out. But just
I married her publisher. I married her publisher. That's what we'll say. Cat's out the bag, family. She knows the publisher real well. And
it
I'm
ain't
just
me. I
getting.
ain't doing it. It ain't me. It ain't
Hey,
me.
it's a, you know what though, and not going back over. I just wanted to say, the process that I've learned that you went through to see you come home and God handle the things the way you have and moving. And I know there are times when you're by yourself and things are just, ugh, but you have a spirit, a mentality that's man, it's like West Texas man rodeo. You can get on a bull and ride that some gun until it quits. And you know, I hope you're able to share that and give that to other people, man. That's your process that you have to go through,
Right.
you know.
Right. And I definitely want to thank you for opening your home for me and for Keisha. She's still talking about it. So we had the privilege to visit Texas. And we know all the dogs. Keisha knows all the dogs. Keisha has met, touched, played, fed. She loves the dogs, and she's still talking about them. She wants one of the dogs. Look,
I
she
see it. I
wants the
see it.
dog. Lord Jesus, I told you this was going to happen, but
Well, we
no,
got plenty. We have plenty.
it is a beautiful, beautiful camp. You could come take your dog, but you gotta be in Texas unless you want to just take a little vacay. They even is you've written out
Pool house.
the pool house, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You're renting out the pool house. So yeah, so if you want to vacate in Texas and you love dogs, or if you have a comfort dog that you want to travel with you, you can have a vacay with them. And if you want to get in contact with him, just inbox me and I will connect you to Red Souls Kennels .com. is where you can go, but I will direct you to that if it is too bit much for our attention span, because I know it is getting late. But that is definitely a place. I did not post a lot. I didn't post the back a lot of the scenery because I need permission. I never want to be on anyone's property, especially their business. And then on my own, just willy-nilly, just show it. Even the babies, I had pictures of the babies. I would dare not post them without permission. So that's why you all haven't seen a lot of the pictures from us going to Texas. They do have a beautiful home. I didn't even, the 7 days we were there, we didn't even walk around the whole to see everything, because the rain down there, honey, isn't normal. I'm trying to tell you. So when you vacate down there, make sure you vacate when the weather is weathering, honey. Because if you from B-more going there, you ain't, I'm trying to tell you, it's gonna scare you the first night, but then after that, all you gonna want to do is sleep. It's the sleep rain. It's not normal. It makes you want to go to sleep. It's not normal. But I guess when you go on vacations, most people want to go to sleep.
Yes, ma'am. And if you'll go on Spotify, not Spotify, sniffspot.com. Sniffspot.com.
Sniffspot.com.
Use the area code 75142 and you'll find RSK Ranch.
Oh wow, text that to me so that I can put it on my
I will do, man.
On my social media pages. Yes, I definitely will. So yes, now that I know that what y'all doing, because I seen it on social media, now I will begin to send me that, and I'll begin to post some of the pictures that I have. Most of the pictures I have are outside, because that's where you're gonna be at, outside. Most of the time you're gonna be outside, I'm telling you. I am going back. I am coming back because or I'm not going to hit the end of it. So we're definitely planning to come back when the weather breaks. Well, no, not when this weather breaks, because y'all weather is different. So let me take that back. When it is permitted for us to come real soon, we will be back.
We look forward to it. We hope to see some of your listeners also.
Yes, we will be back, and I will do my due diligence and push it out there. So yes. Is there any? So my last question as we close out, if there is, I'm gonna ask you two questions. The first question is, what is a misunderstanding that you think people have about you?
Oh my gosh, that I'm angry all the time.
Why would you think that people have that you are misunderstood that way?
They tell me I look angry all the time. You know, I know why. I understand it. I don't know. My life has shaped my face. That's the best thing I can say it. That's
Wow,
the best way I can say.
life has shaped my face. Wow. I wish that I can say that, but I get my face from my mama, because everybody I get it honestly from my mama. I wish I could say that, but I get mine from my mama, but that is deep. I wish I could say that, but I can't. It ain't a part of my story, but that is,
I understand.
Life has shaped my face. I'm going to quote you on that. I'm going to have to use that. I'm going to have to quote you on that, because I've seen, I had a vision flash, and I can use that a lot in conversations to people. So I'm definitely going to quote you on that, reference you. The second question is, before we go, what do you want to leave? What do you want people to walk away from this conversation with?
A stronger spirituality, a understanding of the word picker for themselves, and last but not least, faith.
Okay. If you are, it does not matter who you are. If you are in a place where you feel like your picker is broken, the first step is just to acknowledge it. The second step, elaborate, please.
Hmm. It'd be nice to know which part.
Which part V you want him to elaborate on?
Let's see, elaborate on it. And me wanting people to leave with the
Life shaped my face. Like elaborate on that. Life shaped my face.
okay, okay, got it. Um, at a young age, I was had the opportunity to again. I've spoken about, I wasn't too fond of the way I had to accept that blueprint from my mother, and thought I wanted to go get that blueprint from my father. And when the opportunity came, he left. The first time he took me somewhere else, and I had two stepbrothers, and he was married, and they moved maybe a block, and I could see them coming in and out of the house all the time. He would come across the field every once in a while, talk to me, give me some change. Um, didn't handle that too well after I got a gun pulled on me in elementary in Odessa. I went back home, couldn't stand mom and the stepfather. Went back to dad. Uh, he was there that evening and never came back.
Wow.
So, you go through life and having to sit in. I was incarcerated for a couple of years, and having to go through that phase, and you come out, and the love of your life dies 90 days later. In between all of that crap, you've just moved everywhere. We came back from the second move with my father and had to stay with my aunt and uncle in high school, and stayed with two different friends in junior high. I get to college, and unfortunately I got two third-degree felonies in my senior year. And all of a sudden, anything that you thought you were going to do, would work, the availability, the way you speak doesn't count for jack. So I was mad about things before the felonies came along, and after the felonies came along, it just made it for me worse. And just the process of going through life, the unhappiness, the mad, being mad, just mad, not at people, just mad because I'm not succeeding. It just shaped my face. And for a good while, I was mad all the time because I wasn't where I was supposed to be. I wanted to do something, I wanted to do it my way, and God, He wasn't going to help me for jack. And I had to go through that process to learn. um, it's gonna be His way. Period. It's gonna be His way. If you are one of His angels, and I'm one of the angels, I'm not sure most people want this angel because I'm one of those fighting angels. I'm coming, dang. I'm coming to
All right,
fight.
Michael. All right. All right, Gabriel, Michael.
All right, that's all I can say. Sorry, I went so long winded.
No, no, no. Stop apologizing for that because I told you that this is for you. Um, this is for you. And I told you from the beginning that people will listen and they will ask questions and they will participate. We are in this together. Remember, I said that we're in this together. So You don't have to apologize. That is what this is for. And I just want to say that you are amazing. You are amazing. The level of tenacity that exudes throughout your journey, the level of strength. I now really understand. That was perfect. Do not apologize. Fighting angels win. Yes, Lord, I'm glad it shaped your faith. See, these people absolutely amazing. We are in this together. Hey,
Victor. Yeah.
your truth. Oh, all right, you know what that means. Your truth
Mhm.
gives healing and freedom. You still out here winning. Yes, Lord.
That's my
Yes, you
favorite.
are.
Thank
Yes,
you,
you
Miss
are.
Jackson.
And so we become the village. This is what a part of the village looks like. We become participants, whether it's in the moment or if it's just for a season or for a lifetime. But in this moment, we are the village, and this is how we carry one another. This is how we pull strength from one another. This is how we get to share pieces, traces of our vulnerability. And in the process of that, healing is taking place. But while that's taking place, other people is beginning to do the work, and because you're giving them something to think about, you're giving them something even to pull back about, because sometimes we can be too much. Sometimes we could be too much of everything, over everything. We are obese. Some of us are obese in talent. Some of us is walking around obese in all these gifts, all this information, ain't doing nothing with it, but in every meddling in other people's stuff. So I'm telling you, you can definitely provoke conviction. Your past made you who you are today. Keep going. Yes, that is the truth. Listen, tenacity, that's a different type of determination. Yes, it is. You never know who needed your story. Yes,
That's
yes,
true.
yes. Yes, yes. So this is your village. I appreciate every second of every minute. And as I always say, you can always come back. If you want to come back and just want to have a conversation, we could do that, because that is what this is about. Healing and growing and learning. You definitely have some stories, some amazing stories at that. You have a rich history, and the fact that you know your history, the fact that you can trace back to different areas in your life, and you can associate different stuff between your mother and your father and your aunt and your uncles and this person and that person. Is totally amazing, and maybe it will encourage some of us to want to learn, a lot of our patterns of why we are where we are. That's right. Forward ever,
Amen.
never. And tonight just proved what I always say: forward ever, backwards never. We're not going backwards unless we're going for a frame of reference. And tonight was just a demonstration of that. We only go back in our history as a frame of reference to remind us, to remember, that where, and to remember, so that when we recognize where we are today, we have more than enough reasons to say thank you, Jesus. We have more than enough reasons to be excited for the next step, because even the right now, there is an after this. And so I definitely just appreciate you. And hopefully you can come on to this side of the spectrum. I know our weather is doing this thing right now. So
It'd have to be in the summertime. I
so
can't
that you
stand
can
y'all
meet,
weather.
yeah, so that you can meet some of the people that is now in your village. Because as you push me forward, I push you forward. There is a body of people that
Thank
is
you.
pushing forward together. And so prayerfully, when you come, you can meet some of those women and men, and hopefully some of them will decide to take a vacay and swing your way. Yes. Shout outs to Trivia and Inspirational Radio. Thank you as always for giving me a seat at the table. Shout outs to your two daughters today. They rocked it out. We had some technical difficulties, but through their patience and making it do what it do, here we are. So I'm definitely a person of grace and patience. So shout out to them. They did that thing to make it work, because I was like, listen, we could move on. We could do something different. Give me a solution. I wanted to just say forget it, but they struggled through and persevered, and so here we are. So thank you for that. And for you in the chat, those that will be watching later, I just want to say thank you for your time. As always, I appreciate it. You could be anywhere else. If you had a day like I had, your day was pretty long. And you could have ended your day, but yet you decided to push forward with us. And I appreciate that. Again, I'm just going to remind you that I will be having my second book signing on January the 18th. If you want to attend that, please inbox me and let me know. And Malia will have a seat at the table with her books. So come out and support. It is free. Inbox me for the details. January the 18th. It is soon. And shout outs to me. I will be a speaker at one of the services at the Maryland Correctional Institution for Women. I have the privilege to walk in the institution with none other but yours truly, Chaplain Letty Reverend Carr. And so that will be a dynamic experience. If you know, you know. So I am definitely appreciative for that. Here's a reminder: go get your books. It Takes One to Know One, Workbook and Journal, and People Pusher. We will be doing a show where we will be delving in. So if you have yet to get your copies, go to pusherlife.org. You can go to Amazon. You can go to gbecommunity.com for the books as well. Tap in. Again, you can holler at Mr. Anthony Prince at redsoulskennels.com. Got it? I'll be getting tongue-tied, but I got that thing. If you are interested, and no matter where you are listening, close to Texas, far from Texas, and you want to get away, you definitely can holler at them and bring your pups with you along the way, and they will have a good time. I'm telling you. One of them got me all dirty and jumped all on me. They so friendly. Almost knocked me down on the ground. But yeah, you will have a good time. So as always, Happy New Year. I will see you on Wednesday at 6:30. Forward ever, backwards never. No, say it out loud. Come on, bro, say it out loud. Forward ever, backwards
never.
Until next time, I will see you on Wednesday at 6:30. Great job. Thank you for trust and transparency. Definitely. And if you know other men that is where you are, that you work with, that you talk to, and you believe that will benefit for being in a conversation with pushing forward with us, you can send them my information, and I will have a conversation with them, because that we are in the business of pushing people. It does not matter your location.
Yes, ma'am.
Until next time, thank you, bro. Is there any shout outs you want to give?
I want to shout out to my beautiful wife, my children, my parents, and Omega Psi Phi till the day I die.
Until next time, peace. Don't log off yet.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't log off yet. Well, I'll keep talking until they keep going. I will keep talking. So this is like we could just chat until we could debrief. So yeah, what's up? How was your day?
Very long.
Trivia's Inspirational Radio would like to inform you that the views, thoughts, and opinions expressed in the following show are solely the sentiments of the participants of the show. Trivia's Inspirational Radio Network is not responsible for content. As always, thanks for watching and enjoy the show.